Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome you all for NTA lecture. This is the lecture number 15th. So in the previous lecture, we have started the first theorem, that is the superposition theorem. So we have discussed the superposition theorem in the previous lecture. What is the actually theorem? Okay. So after that, we are going to understand, after we are going to discuss what are the different conditions will be there, means where we can apply the superposition theorem, then how to apply the superposition theorem, then so what are the different steps we have to follow in the superposition theorem. Those all we have to discuss today, and we have to solve one example so that we can understand how to apply the superposition theorem. Now, okay. So where we can apply the SPT? SPT is the short form of superposition theorem. So there are some conditions. Already we have discussed the theorem, that is in a linear circuit containing two or more independent sources. So actually this is a condition, means the circuit should be linear, means it should consist linear elements such as a resistor, inductor, capacitor, like this, and it should containing two or more independent sources. So minimum two independent sources should be present in the circuit. Then and then we can apply the superposition theorem to find out the particular response. Okay, response means what? Either voltage or current in the circuit. So the response in any element is equal to algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone. So already I explained what we are doing actually in the when we are applying the superposition theorem, means only we have to consider one source active at a time, while other sources you have to make deactive or non-operative. म्हणजेच काय करायचं? So other ideal voltage sources you have to make it short, and other ideal current sources you have to make it open. Okay, so we can continue the next part of this theorem today, where we can apply the superposition theorem. So we can apply the superposition theorem in the circuit which follows the following conditions. So it should be a linear circuit. Already I told, if it consisting of only linear elements, then and then we can apply superposition theorem. Suppose the circuit consisting of diode, transistors, we cannot apply the superposition theorem. I understand. It should be applicable for only linear circuit. Next, it should consisting of either AC or DC or both. Okay, whatever may be the type of sources, it should be AC or DC. But always remember that it should consist at least or minimum two independent sources. Dependent sources kitni hai doesn't matter, but along with dependent sources you have to measure how many independent sources are there. Okay, so if it is two, then and then we can apply the superposition theorem. So these are the some conditions of the circuit. If they satisfy these conditions, any conditions, then we can apply the superposition theorem. Otherwise, it cannot be applied here. Now, next one, how to apply the superposition theorem. That always what we can say, already we have learned the nodal analysis, super nodal analysis, mesh analysis, super mesh analysis. Always we are thinking what is that analysis, then what are the steps. Like this, we have to understand each and every theorem. So how to apply the SPT? So we can discuss the point wise. In the first point, in this method, we will consider only one independent source at a time. Means only one independent source you have to consider as active, while all eliminates you have to while all other elements, all other sources, independent sources, you have to eliminate by their particular internal resistance. So I will tell what is that actually meaning. In this method, we will consider only one independent source at a time. So we have to eliminate the remaining independent source from the circuit by short circuit or open circuit. It depends on whether it is voltage source or current source. So that is given in the next step. We can eliminate the independent voltage source by shorting their two terminals. This is very important. We can eliminate the independent voltage sources by shorting their two terminals, and similarly, we can eliminate the independent current sources by opening their two terminals. And this is applicable for only independent sources. Don't do anything related to dependent source. Dependent source always keep as it is. त्याला काही हात लावायची गरज नाही. Do not change dependent sources by short or open. You have to keep as it is if dependent sources are present. Only you have to change the independent sources only. Okay. Third point, therefore we need to find out the response. Response means either current or voltage. That is given in the first step. Fourth point, we need to find out the response in a particular branch n times if there are the n independent sources are present. Means in the previous lecture I told we have discussed one circuit where the two independent sources were present. So two times you have to one source you have to keep at a time, and you have to get the equation of I1, value of I1 you can get. Next, you can keep the second source active, and then you can get the value of I2. And after that, finally, you are taking the algebraic sum of responses, and you can get the final answer. Means you are solving or you are applying two times, because two independent sources will be there. Like this, the responses you have to calculate if n times if there are the n independent sources are there. Means if three are there, you can get I1, I2, I3, or V1, V2, V3, whatever may be the response. According to that, you can get the responses, and finally you have to add it. So fourth point is here. The response in a particular branch could be either current flowing through that branch or voltage across the branch or element you can consider. The response in a particular branch oblique element could be either current flowing through that branch oblique element or voltage across that branch oblique element. Okay, that is nothing but what is the meaning of response. So these are the four steps you have to remember. That is how to apply the superposition theorem. So step by step we can understand in detail when we are going to understand the procedure. So next slide will be. So this is the before procedure. Actually, we have to make the changes in the circuit diagram when we are applying the superposition theorem. So what the changes you have to do in the circuit diagram? If it is voltage source like this battery, or if the symbol is like this plus minus, both are the voltage sources. Okay, this is V and this is E. So if independent voltage sources are present, any one between these two, then you have to replace by this short circuit. So this is called as what? Short circuit. I will write ESC. Are you getting my point? So this is applicable for only independent sources. Similarly, if independent current source is there, like this symbol, then you have to replace it by open circuit. So this is called as open circuit. In short, we can call it as OC. Are you getting my point? So to remove the independent voltage source while applying this theorem, the voltage source must be set to 0. Means short circuit म्हणजे काय त्याचा voltage 0 करायचं. Okay, that is short circuited across their terminal. Short circuit चा voltage किती असतो? 0. Resistance किती असतो? 0. Now, to remove the independent current source while applying this theorem, the current source must be open circuited. Means open circuit is there, the current value becomes for this is 0. I is equal to 0. Are you getting my point? So when I is equal to 0, the meaning is that, practical meaning is that it is open circuited. Current 0 म्हणजे open circuited. Voltage 0 म्हणजे short circuited. Are you getting my point? So current 0 याचा अर्थ काय? Voltage infinite आहे. Voltage 0 याचा अर्थ काय? Current infinite आहे. Are you getting my point? So here for short circuit resistance R is 0. And for open circuit the R is infinite. Open circuit resistance किती असतो? Impedance किती असतो? Infinite. Are you getting my point? So these fundamental concepts you can remember. For this, you need to understand this concept. This concept will help a lot to understand this first chapter. Okay, or throughout this chapter, this subject, we require this concept. So anyone having any queries from this point up to this point? कोणाला काही क्वेश्चन्स असतील विचारू शकता? Anyone having any type of questions if you have? No one having any questions? Okay. Vaishnavi, roll number 5. Vaishnavi, are you present here? Yes, Vaishnavi. I am not audible to you.
Yes, sir. I am present.
Yes. Shivani,
Yes, sir.
any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Sangeeta Deshmukh. Sangeeta
Yes, sir.
Deshmukh. Any questions?
No, sir.
This point you have understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sureka Kodi.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Shreya Vakde. Nikhil Gaikwad.
Yes, sir.
Any questions up to this
No,
point?
sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we can move towards the next point now. Okay. Now here, the procedure for applying the SPT. Okay. Almost this is similar to how to apply. Procedure means actually it is the different meaning. Mathematical point of view we are talking here, and conceptual point of view we talked already. We discussed already. Okay, in the previous slide. So procedure for applying the SPT here, we can go stepwise. So first step is what? Find the response in a particular branch by considering one independent source at a time, while eliminate all other remaining independent sources present in the network. So if 2 independent sources are there, you have to get 2 responses. If 3 will be there, you will get 3 responses. And finally, you have to add all these. So step number 2 is what? Repeat the step number 1 for all independent sources present in the network. Okay. So step number 3 is what? Add all responses in order to get the overall response in a particular branch when all independent sources are acting simultaneously in the network. म्हणजे तो फायनल रिस्पॉन्स म्हणजे काय असतो? सो फायनल रिस्पॉन्स मीन्स व्हॉट? इट इज द रिस्पॉन्स कॉज्ड बाय ऑल सोर्सेस ऍक्टिंग सायमल्टेनियसली. ओके, आता मी एक एक्झाम्पल सांगतो. आय विल टेल वन एक्झाम्पल. सपोज वन टास्क इज देअर. So what is that task? You have to write 10-page report on your project. Okay, I will give the task for 5 students. For 5 students, I will give one task. You have to complete the 10-page report within half an hour. अर्धा तासात तुम्हाला 10 पेजचं प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट तयार करायचा आहे. And students are how many? 5. Okay, so after half an hour, you are submitting that report to me. But I don't know. The person 1 has written the 3 pages. The person 2 has written only 1 page. The person 2 has written 2 pages. The person 4 written the 1.5 page. The person 5 has done nothing. काही केलेलं नाहीये. So how to know that? But you have completed the 10 pages report and submitted to me. Okay, so 10-page report submission is the final response. But person 1, how much he has done or she has done. Person 2, how much he or she has done the work. So that we have to calculate individually, and according to that I will give the marks. Okay, according to that I will give the marks. Person 1, suppose he has written 3 pages. Actually he has to do what? 2 pages minimum. But he has written the 3 pages. So he or she will get more marks. So like this, due to each independent sources, what will be the different responses that we have to calculate in this superposition theorem, and finally we have to add it. Are you getting my point? So this is the one example, so that with the help of that example we can understand the concept of superposition theorem. So these are the steps we have to follow. Now next. So before solving this example, I will discuss these applications and then we can start to solve the examples. So applications and limitations. The superposition theorem cannot be useful for power calculation. Always remember, superposition theorem can be used to find out either voltage response or current response. It cannot be used to find out the power calculation, power responses. Next, this theorem works on the principle of linearity. Means this theorem we can apply for only linear circuit. It is not applicable for non-linear circuit. As the power equation is not linear, and power equation ka hai? P is equal to V into I, multiplication is there, or P is equal to I square into R, square is there. So it is not linear, that's why power we cannot calculate. Are you getting my point? So this is the limitations. So application is what? We can find out the responses like voltages and currents in the linear circuit. That is only one application we can discuss about the superposition theorem. So these are the applications. So we can start to solve one example. This example we can start to solve by using the superposition theorem. So what we can do here, we can divide the examples into 2 categories. So first of all, I will write the categories. So first category is what? Or method 1 or type 1. So condition is common. What is the condition? Is linear circuit should be there. Next, it should consist minimum 2 independent sources. That condition is common for method 1 as well as type 1. So what is the method 1 here? All sources are independent. All sources are independent sources. म्हणजे प्रत्येक सोर्सेस हे इंडिपेंडेंटच आहेत सर्किट मध्ये. मिनिमम 2 should be there. That is the common condition always remains. All sources are independent. Second method or type 2. Method 2 किंवा type 2 म्हणा. Minimum minimum or at least minimum 2 independent sources. Minimum 2 independent sources. Minimum 2 independent sources and minimum 1 dependent source. Minimum 1 dependent source. So the circuit should consisting of minimum 2 independent sources and minimum one dependent source. Then it is considered as a method 2. And in method 1, minimum 2 condition is always there, but apart from that, all sources should be independent. It may be AC, it may be DC. So first of all, we are talking about DC sources only. Okay. So these are the 2 methods. Now we have to solve this example, which is in front of you. So what is the question? You can read. Find the current flowing through 20 ohm resistor. Find the current flowing through 20 ohm resistor of the following circuit using superposition theorem. They will mention the theorem. By which theorem you have to solve the example. So this question will be asked in the university question paper for 4 marks. So what is the question here? Find out the current flowing through 20 ohm. So where it is current? It is given here. So you have to find out the current flowing through this 20 ohm resistor. So that I will give the name as I. Okay. So by using what? Superposition theorem. So anyone can tell whether this problem belongs to method 1 or method 2? Yes. Method 1 or method 2? First of all, you have to measure, you have to count how many independent sources are there. Please reply. How many independent sources are there?
2.
Yes.
2.
And linear is there? Circuit is linear? Circuit is linear or non-linear? Only resistors are there, no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is linear. It is DC circuit because DC sources are there and minimum 2 independent sources are there. Okay. So this problem belongs to method 1 or method 2? Dependent source कुठे दिसतायत का तुम्हाला? Any dependent source you are observing in the circuit? Please give the quick response, so that we can discuss more and more points. B division students are giving response immediately. You should now you should be active in the lecture. Whenever I will ask some questions, you have to reply. Everyone, it is applicable for everyone. So this is the problem belongs to method 1 because no dependent sources are present here. Dependent means diamond shaped symbol. Only 2 independent sources are present, means we can apply the superposition theorem here. Okay. So we have to find out this current I, which is passing through this 20 ohm by using superposition theorem. So 2 independent sources are there, means we have to keep this 20 volt as it is, and we have to remove this current source. So how to remove this current source? By open circuit or by short circuit?
Open circuit.
Yes. So by open circuit, we can remove this current source and we can find out this current. And that current is I1. That current will be I1. Then next one, we can keep this current source as it is. And we can short or open this voltage source.
Short.
Yes. So when we are keeping this 4 ampere current source, we are going to short this voltage source. And at that time, we are going to find out current, and that current is I2. So only 2 independent sources are there, means 2 responses we can get. capital I1 and capital I2. So we have to take the addition algebraic sum and you can get the answer of Y. So this is the procedure. Okay, so we can start to apply the first point, that is we can keep only 20 volt voltage source. Now the step number one we are following here. Step number one, let us find the current flowing through 20 ohm resistor by considering only 12 volt voltage sources acting alone. Okay, when only 12 volt voltage source is acting alone, we are going to find out the current passing through this 20 ohm. Okay, in this case, we can eliminate the 4 ampere current source. We can eliminate the 4 ampere current source by making open circuit of it. The modified circuit or new circuit after opening that current source, it will be shown here. म्हणजे इथला जो current source होता, that we have made open. Okay. Now after that, the circuit is looks like, which is shown here. So we have to find out this current now, and that current name will be now I1, which is flowing through this 20 ohm. So how to find out the value of this I1 now? How to find out this I1?
By
Anyone?
using nodal analysis.
Yes, very good. So nodal analysis we have to use. We have learned the prerequisites. That's why I told. The prerequisites are very important, because without those prerequisites, we cannot solve the problems on the network theorems. So here we can solve it by using what? Nodal analysis. So nodal analysis we have to use. So how many principal nodes are there? This is the first principal node, and this is second principal node. But this is a common principal node. That's why taken as a ground or 0 volt. Okay. So for only one principal node, I will assign the node voltage, that is the V1. Why V1 we have taken? This is the first one, because as well as the I1 is there, which should match. Okay. So V1 I will take as a name of this node voltage. So we have to find out this node voltage. So 2 steps of nodal we have completed. Third step is what? If any current is given, you can take as it is along with direction. If not given, you can mark outgoing. So this is outgoing, this is outgoing, and this is outgoing. Okay. So V1 is greater than 20, you have to assume. Apply KCL. In nodal, what we are going to use? KCL. Apply KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, at node V1. So assume, what is the assumption? V1 is greater than 20. And for other branches, V1 is greater than 0. Because you have assumed that the direction is outgoing. All are the outgoing, means all are the positive term. So we can write the equation now. V1 minus 20 divided by 5. V1 minus 20 divided by 5. Next plus V1 minus 0 divided by 10. So V1 divided by 10. Next plus V1 minus 0. Here also 0 is there. V1 minus 0. But addition of 10 and 20 you have to take now. 10 and 20 means 30. So V1 divided by 30. So how 30 we have taken? Addition of 10 and 20. Okay, both are series, 10 and 20. So it is equal to 0. So what is the LCM here? LCM you have to take as a 30. So here multiply 6, multiply 3, multiply 1. So whatever I written in the circle, you can multiply with respect to numerator. So 6 into V1 minus 20 plus 3 into V1 plus 1 into V1 divided by 60, sorry, divided by 30, but when goes to the right hand side, multiply with 0, it becomes 0. So addition of all V1, 6V1 plus 3V1 plus V1, that is 10V1, बरोबर है? 10V1. Constant 6 into minus 20 is minus 120, goes to the right hand side, becomes plus 120. So what is the answer of V1? 120 divided by 10 means 12 volt. We got answer of V1, but what we are getting, what we want to find out I1. So how to find out I1 now? By Ohm's law. So I1 is equal to V1 minus 0 divided by this 30. Okay, जरी I1 हे 20 मधून फ्लो होत असेल तरी तो 10 मधून पण फ्लो होतो, because both are in series. So I1 is equal to V1 divided by 30. So V1 is 12 divided by 30. So what is the answer here? 2 divided by 5. It is 0.4.
0.4.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So it is 0.4 ampere. किंवा 400 milliampere. 400 milliampere or 0.4 ampere you can take. So this is the first response we have calculated when only 12 volt voltage sources is present, while 4 ampere current source we have opened it. Everyone understood now? Everyone note down
Yes,
these
sir.
all. Okay. So can we move towards the next step? Anyone having any questions? कोणाला काही questions असतील तर इथंच विचारा. Okay. So by considering that you understood all these first step, I will move towards the next step. So whatever we solved, that is shown here. Okay, V1 12 volt we got. Then I1, that current, that is V1 divided by 10 plus 20 minus 30. So 12 divided by 30 is 0.4 ampere. Now second step, let us find out the current flowing through 20 ohm resistor, म्हणजे ह्याच्यातलं current, by considering only 4 ampere current source. Now 4 ampere current source we are going to keep as it is. In this case, we can eliminate the 20 volt voltage source by making short circuit. So after modification, the circuit will be like this. So here 20 volt voltage source is there, which we have shorted here. Okay, which we have shorted here. So you can write here short circuit. If not, it's okay. But you can understand that the 20 volt voltage sources we have shorted by keeping 4 ampere source as it is. Now we have to find out this current now. This current is known as I2 now, because we are finding out second source, second current. Okay. So how to solve this one? How to get the answer of this I2 now? There are the two methods by which we can get the answer of I2. Two method आपण use करू शकतो here. Yes, please, fast. By which method we can find out?
Nodal analysis.
Yes, by nodal analysis we can solve it, but here we can get two nodes, two principal nodes, V1 and V2. Okay, so here you can take V1. This V1 and previous V1 will be different now. मागचा V1 घेऊ नका. So this will be the V2. Okay, V2, why I am taking here? We are always taking from left to right. That is the first reason. Second is I2 is flowing here, so I2 will match with V2. So it should be for just understanding. Okay. So V1, V2, these are the two principal nodes, and below here ground will be there. So we can apply here nodal analysis. This is outgoing, this is outgoing, and this is outgoing. Similarly, you can apply here. This is outgoing. This is already outgoing. We have taken here, and this is incoming because 4 ampere is incoming towards the node. So this value will be 4. So you can apply the KCL at V1 and V2. We can get two equations and you have to solve. So we can start now. Apply nodal analysis. We can use node analysis किंवा nodal. Apply KCL. Apply KCL at V1. So assumption is what? V1 is greater than 0 and V1 is greater than V2. V1 is greater than 0. V1 is greater than V2. That will be the assumption. All are the outgoing current. Outgoing current आहेत. So first of all, V1 minus 0 divided by 5. So V1 by 5. Next plus V1 minus 0 divided by 10. So V1 by 10. Next plus V1 minus V2 divided by 10. V1 minus V2 divided by 10. E is equal to what? 0. So LCM is what? 10. So this is 2. This is 1. This is 1. So LCM is 2. Okay, you can take, sorry, LCM is 5, 10. LCM is 10 here. You can multiply 2, multiply 1, multiply 1. So multiply with respect to numerator. So 2 into V1 becomes 2 V1. Next plus 1 into V1, that is 1 V1. Next plus 1 into V1 minus V2. Divided by 10 NR, but right hand side is 0. So E is equal to 0. So no constant term is here. So 2 V1 plus V1 plus V1, that is the 4 V1. V2 is only 1 minus V2. E is equal to what? 0. So this is your first equation. The next one, similarly apply KCL at V2. Apply KCL at V2. Apply KCL at V2. So we have to assume that only V2 is greater than V1 now. And for this branch, V2 is greater than 0. For third branch, already current is given. So V2, all are the two currents are outgoing, these two, and this is incoming. V2 minus V1 divided by 10. Next plus V2 minus 0 divided by 20. Next minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. So minus 4 means nothing is there, means 1 is there always. So take LCM of 20. 20 take as a LCM. This is 2. This is multiply 1. And here you can multiply 20. LCM is what here? 20. So what will be the equation now? 2 into V2 minus V1. Next 1 into V2. Next 20 into minus 4, that is minus 80. E is equal to 0. Current khali denominator la 20 NR, but when goes to the right hand side and multiply with 0, it becomes 0. So V1 term is 2 into minus V1. So that is minus 2 V1. 2 V2 plus V2, that will give plus 3 V2. But minus 80 goes to the right hand side, becomes plus 80. Okay, so this is your equation number 2. So take a calculator and solve. You can get V1 and V2 answer. Please tell what will be the answer of V1 and V2.
8 and 32.
V1 is 8.
8.
बरोबर आहे? And V2 is
32.
yes. V2 is 32. So we requires V2 only because we have to calculate I2 here. So what will be the answer of I2 now? By Ohm's law, you can simply use
1.6.
V2 divided by 20. That is 32 divided by 20. So will it be to 1.6?
Yes, sir.
It is 1.6 ampere. Okay, 1.6 ampere. Now I1 we got, I1 किती आला होता 0.4 and I2 we got 1.6. So finally we have to add it. Up to this step, everyone understood? By using node analysis, you can get the answer of I2. So that will be the 1.6. Okay. So 1.6 and 0.4, you have to add it. So I will tell that by SPT, by superposition theorem, the current passing through 20 ohm is given by I is equal to I1 plus I2. So I1 is equal to 0.4 and I2 is equal to 1.6. So it will give what? 2 ampere. It will give what? 2 ampere. Everyone understood now how to use the superposition theorem to find out the response? Any questions? Any questions you people having? Okay.
No, sir.
So one more method I will tell now for this particular I2. So I2 we are finding out here. One more method. If you are feeling easy, you can use it. Otherwise, you can select the nodal analysis. Now I2 we are finding out. So left hand side, all are the resistors here. All are the resistors here. So better way, what you can find out, the equivalent resistance measured between right to left. So if you are observing from right to left, 5 and 10 are in parallel, and that is in series with this 10. So I will give the name as R equivalent between A and B terminal. I will mark A and B here. So 5 is in parallel with 10. म्हणजे तुम्हाला इकडनं मेजर करायचं आहे plus 10. Okay, we are finding out the current passing through 20, but after that, if any equivalent resistors will be there, no sources will be there, then you can use such a concept, but it is difficult to identify. 5 and 10, if it is parallel, so it is 50 divided by 15, it will use 3.33. 5 into 10 means 50 divided by addition of these two, and just 15. 50 divided by 15, it will use 3.33 plus 10 as it is. So it will give what? 13.33. 13.33 ohm. So new circuit will be like this. So I will draw the new circuit. So this current is flowing. This current is 4 ampere. So this is 20. And this is 13.33. So this current is 4 ampere. Okay. So what we have to find out here? Here we are going to find out this current which is flowing through this 20. So this current is I2. So if you are observing this circuit, this is a parallel circuit and 4 ampere current acts as a total current. At this point, the current will divide. Some current will flow through this 20 and remaining current will flow through this 13.30. Means by using current division, we can solve it. Current division. So I2 we are going to find out. I2 is equal to total current IT into 20. The current passing through 20 you are going to find out, but opposite branch equivalent resistance you have to write, that is R equivalent divided by, immediately you can write R equivalent. So whatever you are writing in the numerator, immediately you can write down in the denominator and make it equal, plus. After that, the current passing through I2 through which resistor, that is a 20, that you can mention here. So this is the formula. Okay, so I will mention the values. IT is nothing but 4 ampere into R equivalent is 13.33. Many students are taking 20 here in the numerator. That will give the wrong answer. So 13.33 plus 20. So someone will calculate and tell me what is the I2 value here. Whether it is 1.6.
1.59.
Yes, 1.59 means nearly 1.6. Okay. Now in previous case also we got same answer by using nodal analysis. So you have option. Okay, but examiner want the I2 value correct. Are you getting my point? How you are solving, which analysis method you are using doesn't matter. Are you getting my point? Either you can use nodal, you can use this equivalent resistance and current division concept, or any other method you can use it. But examiner want the correct answer of I2. Now finally what you have to do? You have to add I1 and I2 terms by superposition theorem and you can get the answer of I. That is a 2 ampere. Any questions from your side? Okay. Now one example I will give as a homework for you people. Okay. So in which 3 independent sources are present? In which 3 independent sources are present? So see, this is the answer we got, 2 ampere. So one example I will give as a homework. So everyone note down and try and tell me the answer in the next lecture. Fine. Everyone note down or take the snapshot when I will complete the circuit diagram. Find current. So this is the method 1 only. Method 2 we have not started yet. Find current passing through 4 ohm using SPT. I will write short. Okay, using SPT. So circuit diagram I will draw. So this is what 5 ampere. This is 2 ohm. This is the battery 6 volt. This is the current source 2 ampere. And 4 ohm is mentioned here. This is the 4 ohm. So we can discuss here how to solve. I will give the some hints. So only the calculation part will be there. Okay, and which method you have to use, you can think about that, you can try. So anyone can tell now how many independent sources are there in this circuit? We have only 2 to 3 minutes. Fast.
3.
3.
Yes. Through 3 independent sources are there: 5 ampere, 6 volt, and 2 ampere. We can go from left to right. Okay. Now, what will be the question here? Which response we have to find out? Find out current passing through 4 ohm. So current passing through 4 ohm means this. So I will give the name as I. Okay, current passing through 4 ohm, we have to calculate, and that current is I. I am giving the name as a I. So we have to find out I1, I2, and I3 because 3 independent sources are there. Means it is linear circuit, and second one it is DC circuit, and third one is it is containing minimum 2 independent sources. So superposition theorem we can easily apply. So actually there are the 3 independent sources, means 3 different responses we have to calculate. So I1 is due to what? 5 ampere current source. I2 is due to what? 6 volt voltage source. I3 is what? Due to 2 ampere current source. So when you are keeping 5 ampere current source, what we have to do? 6 volt and 2 ampere. काय करावं लागेल त्यावेळेस?
Eliminate.
Okay, eliminate by, this one is eliminated by short circuit or
Short
open
circuit.
circuit?
Short circuit.
And 2 ampere.
Open circuit.
Open circuit.
Open circuit.
Okay, so just I will tell one this one 5 ampere we can keep as it is. Okay, so this is current source 5 ampere. So this will remains 2 ohm as it is. So this I will short. This I will make it open. And this is 4 ampere. Sorry, 4 ohm. Actually, if you are not drawing this, that is also okay. Okay, so voltage source is shorted here. Current source is opened here. Now we are going to find out this current, that is I1. So which method you can feel easy now to find out the I1? Parallel circuit
Current
है,
division.
2 ohm and 4 ohm. Current division or nodal, both options are having. नोडल पण यूज करू शकता तुम्ही. नोडल यूज केल्यानंतर इथला व्होल्टेज येईल, इथला व्होल्टेज आले की तुम्हाला व्होल्टेज डिवाइडेड बाय 4 करावं लागेल. दॅट विल गिव्ह द I1. So by current division also you can easily find out. Okay, so when only 5 ampere current source is present in the circuit, then after modification you have to draw the circuit here. Second time, second circuit सांगा 6 volt ठेवायचं मला as it is. I want to keep 6 volt as it is. So what we have to do? 5 ampere current source काय होणार?
Open circuit.
Yes, so that I will not draw. So only 2 ohm I will draw here. Next 6 volt I will keep as it is. Next, what about 2 ampere current source?
Open circuit.
Open circuit.
Open. And 4 ohm I will keep as it is. So this is 6 volt. So this is 4 ohm. Now this current is nothing but your I2 current. Only simple loop is there. So 6 divided by 6 kara, 2 plus 4. 6 divided by 2 plus 4, that will give the I2. Third one, keep 2 ampere current source as it is. So remove 5 ampere by open circuit. So this is 2 ohm. This is shorted. This 2 ampere current source you can keep as it is. Again here 4 is there. Now we have to find out this current I3. कुठला मेथड यूज करू शकता तुम्ही I3 फाइंड आउट करण्यासाठी इथं? Again parallel circuit is there, 2 and 4. Some current will flow through 4, some current will flow through 2. Which method you can use here?
Current division.
Yes, current division is also there, and voltage nodal analysis also you can use.
Then
Okay, so both are acceptable. So I already given the all hints. So only calculation part is there. You can do it and tell me the answer of I1, I2, I3, as well as the final answer of I in the next lecture. So can we stop here? If anyone having any questions, you can ask. You can take the snapshot of this and you can solve this example. Okay, thank you everyone. We can stop here.